Hello, everyone. My name is Brother Ricardo. I'm from Venezuela, and this is Father Juan Ramon. Father is about to celebrate his 25th anniversary as a priest. Father, we're really happy to have you here in the Winter into the Seminary podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure for me to be here, actually. And I am really happy giving thanks God for this beautiful gift that He has given me.
Father, so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from?
I am from Spain, from Segovia, a little city beside Madrid, right in the center of Spain. And it is a beautiful, very small city. The symbol of the city is a Roman aqueduct. And I can tell you, you eat a lot of good things, but above all, the little pig, cochinillo, is really nice.
Yeah, great. Father, what about your family? How many are you?
Okay, we are 8 brothers, 7 alive because my mother had a miscarriage. So we have a little brother in heaven. Actually, we are about to celebrate in a week time in Spain the 60th anniversary of my parents' marriage. So thanks be to God, they are alive. And we are 7 brothers, out of which the eldest is also a consecrated woman in the Regnum Christi. Then I have another sister who's married with 2 sons. My brother, who is also a legionary priest. And then comes myself. Then another 3 brothers and sisters. So 7 in total.
Oh, wow. Well, sounds like a really beautiful family, Father.
Yes, it is.
Huge blessing.
Yeah, and with the great blessing of having 3 vocations within the family.
Right.
It's not our own merit, not at all. It's just the Lord who calls.
Yeah, about that, can you tell us a little bit about how was it that you started to discover this calling to the priesthood?
Sure. First of all, I want to mention that I never wanted to be a priest, ever. I wanted to be a soccer player or a tennis player, which both sports I like very much. In fact, when I was very small, when I was 11, I played tennis in a tournament. I won the tournament from Segovia. I went on playing Madrid. And well, right after that, a few months later, I felt the call from our Lord. How was that? I can tell you very briefly how God is very funny. And He can take very strange things, but afterwards his will is done. There were 2 legionaries who went to my brother's classroom and they gave a talk. I don't know what they talked about because I wasn't there. But at the end of the talk, they passed a little note and asked, has anybody of you has thought sometime of your life to be a priest? So if any child would say yes, they would go and visit him and visit the family. So my brother, to make a joke and to make a little funny thing to one of his friends, he wrote the name of that friend and he said, yes, I've always wanted to be a priest. So you can imagine the el susto, no? the shock that the family suddenly got when they received these 2 legionary priests and telling them that his son wanted to be a priest. He didn't have a clue. But my brother didn't count that the Holy Spirit would inspire the same thing to another friend, putting my brother's name. So he said, Nino, Marcelino, that's his name. And he wrote down, yes, I wanted to be a priest. So suddenly these 2 priests come to my home saying, hey, your son wants to be a priest. And my father asked me, Juan, do you want to? No, I don't. And Marcelino, do you want to be a priest? And he said, oh my goodness, who was the P who put my name in that note? But out of education, he said, yeah, please come in. I mean, when I was very little, he was 12 back then. When I was little, sometime I thought about the priesthood but come in. So I just remember that they went into the dining room and spent like 3 hours, my brother, my parents, and these 2 legionary priests talking and talking. I don't know what they talked about, but they just left. A few months later, they came back, and I started hearing that my brother was going to go to a summer camp. And I didn't want to be alone that summer, so I asked my dad, could I go too? And he told me, well, just ask. ask them next time they come. So they arrived home, they were talking, and as they were leaving the house, I just ran to them and I told them, excuse me, can I go to the summer camp? And they said, yeah, sure, if your father lets you. Papa, Dad, do you allow me? I said, yeah, if you want. Yeah, sure, yeah. He says yes. So that's why they wrote my name and I got there. No? So in my mind, it was just a summer camp. We had two options. One on Taneda, Santander, that's where the high school minor seminary is for the Legionaries of Christ. And we had another camp in Madrid, which was half an hour from Segovia, my city. And my father told us, look, you only can go to one of the two camps, but not both. So I told my brother in a very spiritual and theological discernment, I told him, look, let's do one thing. Let's go to the farthest, which is Santander, 6 hours in the north from Segovia, because in case we don't behave correctly, if we do type of a little, no? Yeah. My dad, the only thing that he would do, he would just call us and tell us, please behave. And that's it. If we do that in Madrid, he will go, picks us up and takes out of the camp, and the camp will be over for us. So my spiritual moment was the farthest, the better, no? But I can tell you, the moment in which I touched the ground of the Apostolic School, the seminary, and I saw the charity, the spirit of joyfulness, the helpfulness, they help us to go upstairs and make the beds. And then we went to the playing room and they gave us the racket to play ping pong. And then we went over to the swimming pool where we had a great snack with Coke, cookies, and so on. In that moment, I said to myself, or better, God told me it is here. I did not know that that place was for being a priest. I just said, it is here. This looks like a piece of heaven. I want to be a legionary. Afterwards, I learned that to be a legionary meant to be a priest. I said, okay, fine. To be a priest, if that is what it takes to be a legionary, I'll be a priest. But in that moment, I felt the call of the Lord to be a legionary. And ever since, thanks be to God, with 11 years old, I've never doubted my whole life.
Wow, that's a great story there, Father. I can actually relate a lot in my own vocation. It was kind of like seeing that joy, right? It's something different, something that you haven't seen before, and it's just something really big, you can say.
Right.
So, right now, where are you working?
Now I am in Caracas, Venezuela. Okay. Over these last 25 years of my priesthood, and earlier from 1980, when I joined the Legion, I have been sent to almost 25 countries. Actually, the first country I was sent to was here, the United States. Back then, in 1983, we started the high school minor seminary in Center Harbor, New Hampshire. That was in 1983. From there, I came here to Cheshire, Connecticut, where I made my novitiate for 2 years. And from there, I was sent to many other countries. The last country has been Venezuela. I have been there since 2014, so it's almost for 10 years.
Okay, yeah. And tell us a little bit about what is it that you do there in Venezuela.
Sure. There in Venezuela, we have actually now 4 schools, 2 for middle class and 2 other for very poor children, which are called Mano Amiga, Helping Hand. It is a foundation, international foundation that helps all over the world, 9 countries actually right now, to children who do not have the economical resources. We are present with this Mano Amiga Foundation in Mexico, Philippines, Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, and so on, and Caracas. In Caracas, we have 2 schools, Mano Amiga. And now I am being asked to help out with the spiritual formation and also with the economical material formation, having to get the money to be able to assist and to help all these children.
Oh wow, no, it sounds like a lot of work there, but really big work there to help the people, right? A lot of people in need, no?
Yes, I mean, we have in one of the schools in Petare, if you look at it in Google, Petare will appear like the most danger barrio of
Yeah.
South America. But yeah, we are there, right, in the core of all this, because I think and we believe that it is where most people need it. So we have one of the Mano Amigas there with 1,000 children from kinder to 12th grade, just before the university. And we have the other one with 300 students, also from kinder to 12th grade, in the zone of Turwa, which is in the other side of the city, in the outskirts of the city of Caracas. And we try to help them as much as we can. No? In the zone of Turwa, which is more difficult, we also give them to eat at least one meal a day, type of a brunch, no? Type of, with the food that we ourselves also get from donations. Sometimes it is a rice with whatever we can find. Sometimes it's a soup. Sometimes some cereal. Sometimes it's pasta. In fin, we try to enrich that diet, but knowing that it is kind of hard now in the difficulties we find in Venezuela. Even though we with all that, we find these beautiful people, these angels, I call them, that the Lord sends us. And with the help of everybody, and especially the Blessed Virgin Mary and Saint Joseph, who are in the fundraising team, we have been able to go through and to bring them, to have them given this formation, which will carry for all their lives.
Oh wow, yeah. Father, so do you have any specific anecdotes or maybe some testimonies of people that have been benefited by the Mano Amiga?
Sure. Let me just tell you, just put a little example of how difficult things are, not to dramatize, but just to realize how the atmosphere is there. No? We have Pedro, our gardener, who has been with us for the last 17 years. By the way, now in November, this first school, Mano Amiga Mariches, will celebrate 30 years. The other one, 20 years. So thanks be to God, we have had already like 13 promotions, and a little by little every year we have a nice group of 50, 60 kids who graduate themselves. No? So we have Pedro with us since last 17 years, and he's a very simple, very good man. One day he came to me and he told me, "Father, please pray for me because I don't want to get my hands dirty." At the beginning I thought he was talking literally. And I told him, "Look, Pedro, you are the gardener. I mean, come on. You have to roll up your sleeves and get dirty and get the work done."
Yeah.
And he told me, "No, Father, I don't refer to that." And he told me, "We just last week received our nephew, sobrino,
Yes.
slaughtered, cut to pieces in a garbage bag. And we know who did it. And I don't want to get my hands dirty. That's why I'm praying that let us not have in our hearts that revenge." So you can understand a little bit how things are there. No? Thanks be to God, nothing happened. But yeah, the atmosphere is quite tough and severe for these kids. No? When they go to the school, they see that as an oasis, and they love to go there. They breathe, they touch, they love caring of the teachers, of the companions. And so we are able to bring these children that hope that there is much more than what they can see right away in their little streets. No? And yes, we have very good testimonies. It is certainly few generations, but I'm thinking now, for instance, in Jormaris Torrealba. She's a former student, and now she is the general manager in Valencia, in Venezuela, of the Big God company, makes cigarettes, and she's there as the general manager. There is also this Carolina, who is working now in the Bosch company in Madrid, in Spain. And there is one also, Eduardo Marchand, who is in the bus company. He had been working for many years in Canada. He's sent now to Chile, and thanks be to God, he's doing very, very well. Over the last few years, from Mariches, we have had it's now 6 doctors, 5 lawyers. The last one, the Coca-Cola company in Caracas, hired him because they got to know him in La Metropolitana University.
Yeah.
You probably know it. It's one of the best, if not the best, private university of Venezuela. It's ranked in the top 100 in South America. So we every year try to get 10, 15 scholarships for those who graduate from Mano Amiga, and we are able to get into La Metro, in the Metropolitan University. So thanks be to God, we have been able to change these lives, and with them, their families, and also their environment. It was a few months ago, I was a chaplain of that university for the first 8 years in Caracas when I was there. So we always, every year, offered the possibility to receive the confirmation in the university for those who didn't receive it for any reason. No? A girl did that, and she called me a few months ago telling me, and she said, "Father, could you please come over and bless our little business, emprendimiento?" So I said, "Sure, just give me the address." And so I went there, and it was 2 small rooms, and they started with cleaning utensils, like brushes, brooms, mops, and things like that. But what I like most is when she told me, "And I present you my husband." He got a really weird name because in those zones they get a really, really strange names. But she told me he is an ex-Mano Amiga student. I got to know him in the La Metropolitana University, and we got married. And they were starting up this small business. A few months later, she called me and she told me, and she asked, "Father, could you come please over and bless our home?" So sure, just send me and she sent me
the address,
the location by WhatsApp. I went with Google Maps, and by my surprise, when I went, there was Valle Arriba. If you know Caracas, Valle Arriba is a very nice zone, no? So there they were in this. I went to bless it. They had nothing, no furniture, they only had a little table that looked like an altar, which they themselves made, and they had brought from the other little house that they had. But it was very nice to see this couple whose husband had been in that zone and studied with us in Mano Amiga and was formed thanks to us and that scholarship, to see how they were growing, they were battling, and what is nicest is that they give us as much as they can every month a donation. They invite, can we go there? And they give us 3, 4, 5 chicken, or they give us 10 or 15 pounds of flour to make the arepas,
yes,
or beans, or rice, or whatever they can get. But they are so thankful that they want to continue helping those kids because she knows his husband was one of them years ago. So it is very nice to see how little by little these Mano Amiga schools transform their lives.
Yes. Father, those are great stories. It's amazing, as you say, to see the impact that these people had just by being in the school. How they can change the life of a person, change completely his possibilities for the future, right?
Sure.
And also to see how people that don't have that much still want to give what they have.
Yes.
And the reality is that there's so many people in need, right? So many people in need in the world, in different countries. right now, particularly, we're talking about Venezuela, hard situation there. And yeah, so it's great to see how also we can, play a part in this and be able to change the life of another person just by giving something, a little bit of money or whatever what we have in service for them.
Sure. I mean, anybody can help from anywhere. I always say that the most important gift that you can give it is your prayers, because I mean God is omnipotent. So if we ask Him and He says yes, all the troubles are solved. No. In fact, I tell Mary and St. Joseph that they are part of the team of this fundraising office. I tell Mary, look, Mary, these 1,300 children are yours. If they die of hunger, it is your fault. I'm sorry, I do what I can, but you have to. And then she starts making what she does better, those miracles, like in Cana with her son. She just looks at him and then she gets miracles. No? So what I always ask for is the prayers. That's the most important gift. If afterwards somebody else can help with something else, is welcome. No, just to know if somebody has many times asked me how much does a kid cost. We are able to do some miracles, because to educate a child and to feed a child for a whole year, it only costs us $360, which means $30 a month or $1 a day. So with that dollar, we can give him to it and give him the formation, integral formation that we give in our schools. So yeah, with so much little, we can do so much.
No, that is really good to hear, Father. So we're going to leave some information down below so that you can donate if you want, if you can, to this beautiful cause right here. So, Father, thank you so much for being here, for all the work that you do. Personally, being from Venezuela, I really appreciate that. And we'll keep praying for you.
Please do so. Just a little matiz, a little.
Yes.
I don't say correction but I haven't done anything. The Lord does it all through me. So yes, let us thank the Lord. But He called me because He gives us the strength, and He gives all the fruit. So yeah, let us, as instruments, let us continue put our lives into His hands, and yeah, let's ask Him to do His marvelous and wonderful works that He does all over around the world with our help. But He is the one who does it. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone who's listening to us. You will be in my prayers too, yeah, I can just say, as we said in Venezuela, may God bless you all.